today. From Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
He wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
And hoping to get rid of that interception bug. This defense for the Dolphins, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now Lawrence to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. Here's Lawrence. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. But to throw again is Lawrence. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Brought in by Wheaton. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. 2nd down and a run by Robinson. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Now Lawrence. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 17-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on third down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. And they're going to get him. He's sagged back around the 28. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sag. And that'll bring up 3rd.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the Commanders get out to a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
I guess we have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week?
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he'd probably just tell him, listen, you want to get involved?
Go out.
Go out and catch some passes. I'll make sure you touch it.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And the numbers for Waddle in last week's ball game, well up over 100 yards, and one of those catches found his way into the end zone.
I do think he'll be hard-pressed to duplicate those numbers this week, though, because he's gotten their attention, so they will double him on every snap at a minimum. In some cases, they'll triple him.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Out to Cole on the right side. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, it's Cole. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Strong start by this defense. 3rd and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met it in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. It's caught by Jackson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And now he is just 2 catches away from 1,000 on his career. 998 currently. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's got it to about the 40. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. It's Jackson again on the reception. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Lawrence will throw. Hauled in by Wheaton over the middle. And he's going to have a Commander's first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Robinson up the middle. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Now a 2nd down and 6. Lawrence. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
They'll run with Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr., his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So Miami coming out for their second drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw here. Flush to his right. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Well, we knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
Well, when you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Lawrence. Taken in left side, it's Wilson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's got some space here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 48 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
Meanwhile, Lawrence is thrown into the hands of McLaurin. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll run this one right with Robinson. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Robinson with another carry. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Washington on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A man who has done this a lot, Justin Houston, in there to record the sack. So this defense, they gave up some yards on this drive, but bottom line, they came up with a sack when it mattered.
And we know that every down counts, but let's be honest about it. People focus on third down as a real key down in any drive, any situation, and they took full advantage of third down there and made a play.
The Commander's going to bring out the field goal unit. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense. Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Cole, nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. The throw taken in by Cole. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Brandon, it certainly looked like they had that play defended well, but it still almost worked. Got it to the running back. He wound up getting really good yardage out of it. But it was 3rd and long, and they were able to rally and stop him before he could get to the marker.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson, the Commander offense. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. They start on the ground with Robinson here. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Lawrence. And able to complete it to Moreau. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
You ready?
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, In addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
On the give, here's Robinson. And he'll get it down here to the 43. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Lawrence. And he'll find Moreau here. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Hand off now to Robinson. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Complete to Wheaton. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. Right side caught by Jackson. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now they work on 1st and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning. Lawrence on 3rd down. Touchdown, Washington. Foster Moreau, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Miami's offense set and ready to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense. They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They'll look to throw again. And this one too low.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On third down, it's Cole. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Commanders back out late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Lawrence. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Lawrence. That's caught by Jackson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
From the gun on third down, Lawrence. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Dolphins drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the Titans out in front in that one. The Titans still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we move to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City to see what's going on with the Chiefs. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting Jaguars. Isaiah Pacheco, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott sharp in the victory as his guys bounce back from a tough start to the year.
And we'll jump right over halftime and keep the game going here in Week 4. Second half kickoff ready to go. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
Now, you've been around me a long time now. You know on 2nd and inches, I love it when teams are aggressive and take a shot, but we just saw the downside to being that aggressive, didn't we?
Now you've given up on a pretty likely first down if they had run the football, and they need to come up with something here on third. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. They'll set up a throw, being chased out left. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Miami. So here's Washington now to take over. They were losers to Philadelphia a week ago. Now they find themselves in the lead as they start this drive. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wilson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Going right back to Wilson. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he wisely will throw that one away. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
Now Lawrence on 3rd and long. Working the middle here. That's complete to Moreau, the tight end. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And they will not be able to add on to their 20-point lead. Comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Lawrence to throw. He finds Wilson. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another 1st down there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. On play action, Lawrence. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 32-yard line. Lawrence going to throw again. Out to the left. That's where the tight end Moreau is. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
If there was an incompletion, they would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, You have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a first down there to the tight end.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Jackson's got it over the middle. Touchdown! Deshaun Jackson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Commanders go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just right now, you name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Extra point right down the middle, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.